This is
and we're live.
We're live. And we're live.
Yeah. Welcome to Denver, ethdenver 2022.
ethdenver. There was a snowstorm last night. It cleared up, and the sun just set, and we're on our way to Meow Wolf for the Shelling Point after party, passing around some legal substance.
It's legal, very legal.
Very legal. It's very legal.
What's the term?
It's an intimate space, cars. I always like, Uber pooling or kind of like traveling with kind of people you've just met, because it's just an opportunity
sharing
to have like
microbiomes.
Intimate, conversation. People can be more vulnerable with each other and I've always enjoyed that.
You were talking about this morning how you're a fan of Twitter Space as well for that same reason.
For the audio,
for the
exactly. The intimacy of the audio sessions that happen with Twitter Spaces, and the ability to build your brand and tell your story using sound is really incredible in the audio spaces. So that's something that we do with PodTechs, and we actually help companies in Web3 weave their stories through sound and motion, and help them distribute and plan Twitter Spaces, as well as Discord rooms and StreamYard conferences as well.
Cool.
So that's an era that's growing quite a lot these days. But there's nothing like live events, and that's why we're all here at ethdenver.
4 bodies in one vehicle.
I've gained so much alpha from Twitter Spaces. It's really the ultimate way to network and everything. It's just, even if you're not even going to get up and talk and everything, you can gain so much alpha just by listening, because even if you're nervous or something, don't want to talk, somebody will ask that question that you're thinking, and it will be covered. No matter how, sometimes they get random, somebody gets off topic, but it always comes back, and you always gain real alpha. I love Twitter Spaces.
Yeah.
I think
we need to host our own also, by the way. Spasta said he's willing to host a space with us and onboard people to Web3, educate NFTs and so on.
It's like each one teach 10, each one teach 10, and each one of us could be teaching 10 people about Web3 and onboarding, and each having our own rooms, because it's the virality.
It's like adding a zero, Once you do it one time, then you got to do it 10 times.
Exactly.
So add a zero.
Yeah.
So we're Xing exposure and accessibility.
We teach are also going to teach 10 others, and that's same with plant knowledge, crypto knowledge, just general regenerative knowledge. That's
speaking of plant knowledge, a cool example of blockchain technology. If you take the aspen trees as an example, the aspen trees out in New Mexico in the USA, and in other places, Utah. I think Utah is where it's the biggest single set or network of aspens. But what happens is, the roots under the ground, they connect with one another from one tree to the next. And so if this aspen forest is across both the eastern side and the western side of the mountain, or the southern side and the northern side, or different sides, the roots are still connected underground. So if it's raining on the east side of the mountain, well, then they're going to send some of that water through the roots, through the network, to the other side, even though it wasn't raining on the other side. So they're working as a team. But it's all contained within one block or one set of trees, because at a certain point, the forest ends.
Right. It's all connected. The mycelial networks, the networks underground in the soil.
Perfect plug for 3CP.
3CP.
Collaboration, cooperation, co-creation, and play.
Yeah, why don't you share your project? We're about to pull up here at Meow Wolf, so I wanted to also ask everyone before we leave for just something they've been inspired about lately, and something they're aspiring to do, and then we'll plug your project and then arrive here at Meow Wolf. But everyone go around and share something you've been inspired by and something you're aspiring to do in these next couple days.
I'm inspired by augmented reality, AR. The tech is just blowing my mind, and being so innovative every day is being pushed. And that's what I'm looking to do, is push it further and experiment with it and create some new apps, new usabilities, everything.
And where could people find you?
You can find me at Girtains Brain on Twitter, and it's Girtains_Brain, but on Twitter and Instagram. And I'm also working on the Schoolies project with Dylan from Meta.
Awesome. Dustin, inspired by lately, and what are you aspiring to do?
Inspired by lately here in Denver is the willingness for all these different protocols to be sharing knowledge with one another across these different conferences, showing up at one another's conference, being helpful, calling out the other protocol and how they're doing good things. So aspiring to take my wizardry, my knowledge, on a scale of up to 5. I know that Brian Colligan says there's no 5.0s. I'd like to get to a 3.0, in the next year. And so shout out to Alpha Growth and PodTechs. You can search both of them on the web.
Amazing.
I am inspired by all these amazing people I'm meeting, and by the lifting of the density of the pandemic. It seems like we're starting to come out of it, and there's hope and creativity and building, and we're going full cycle. Feels like we burned down to get the nutrients back in the soil, and we're regenerating, and now it's time to grow.
Full cycle for full circle.
Yeah.
Cycle, full circle. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm working on 3cpyuki, to teach people about abundance mindset and belief systems and creating realities that we want to live in through cooperation and collaboration and play. And I'm at 3cpyuki on Twitter. And it's really exciting to talk about mental health practices so we can have self-care, so that we can create sustainably far into the future. We want to be in these spaces for a long time and continue doing dope projects and create amazing things together. So first we start by self-care and having good practices, and then we take it from there.
Amen.
All right. Abracadabra.
Say more. Yeah. And we just arrived here at Meow Wolf, and this is Dylan, one of the hosts of Weavers of Web3 here at ethdenver, one of the voices. Excited to turn our mindsets from scarcity into abundance. Cheers, y'all.